Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have many of the same concerns about this base bill and the amendment in the nature of substitute that have already been expressed by Ranking Member McKeon and Mr. Castle. But if we're going to go forward here with this legislation, which is certainly well-intentioned, this 21st Century Green High-Performing Public Schools Facility Act would provide funds to some school districts across the nation and would no doubt be well received. But not every school district needs this money or can even use this money. Every school district, on the other hand, needs money to meet the federal mandate for special education. In 2004, Congress passed the Individuals with Disabilities Education Improvement Act of 2004, which established a clear and genuine pattern to reach the 40% goal, and that was our federal obligation when IDEA was originally passed, to reach that 40% goal by 2011. But, Mr. Chairman, everyone in this committee knows we've never come close. I was looking at the funding stream going back to 1977, and I can tell you there were 16 straight years where the federal government did not reach 10%, much less the 40% which it was obligated to spend. We started an increase in spending in 1998. It grew steadily to reach a peak in 2005, which was 18.5%, less than half of what the federal government was supposed to spend. Even, Mr. Chairman, as you mentioned, with the stimulus bill, we had a spurt of more money for IDEA. We reached 34%, still short of the 40% that the federal government is obligated to spend. We have had debates in this committee and in this Congress and around the nation over unfunded mandates for education. The No Child Left Behind debate was often couched in this is an unfunded mandate terminology. That is certainly questionable, but it is not questionable for IDEA, for special ed. That is a mandate. Every school must comply with that, and the federal government ought to meet its obligations. Mr. Chairman, you said there are budget priorities, and I would agree. But our first priority ought to be to meet this commitment that we made so many years ago. We should not start new government programs, new federal programs, until we show that we can meet this commitment. So, Mr. Chairman, I would ask that we recognize those budget priorities, that we agree finally that we're going to fully fund special ed before we take up a new program, however well-intentioned, and I would ask all of my colleagues to support this amendment, and I yield back.